channel. So in today's video, I thought I would do the anti-haul, or some people's accents make it sound like anti-haul. I don't know, I just say anti, but whatever way it's said. It is basically a video where I'm gonna go through and share with you a whole bunch of makeup products that I will not be purchasing and the reasons behind why I won't be purchasing them. I'm pretty sure that Kimberly Clark is the original creator of this type of video, but I did see my really good friend Anna do one, and also the Anna Edit, some of my favorite channels. I will have a list to all the channels in the description, but I thought I would go ahead and do my own one today. Also, not trying to offend anyone if you love these products, this is just my personal preference on these types of products. So I have 10 for you today, and if you do like this video and would like to see maybe a fashion version or a home version or another one in the future, please do let me know and leave a comment down below. If you do enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any videos. And I'm probably also going to be that person that in a couple of months' time is going to have all of these items because I contradict myself and change my mind all the freaking time. So one of my favorite quotes ever is, "If you are not contradicting yourself, then you're not thinking," which I think is an amazing quote to kind of live by. You know, if you're changing your mind and you're going back and forth between different ideas and things that you believe in, then it means that you're learning and you're opening your mind up to new experiences. So I feel like if you stay the same all the time, then nothing really changes in your life. And to me, change is good. Even if it's bad, it's still good because it's different, because you're learning something. But yeah, so don't be surprised if in a couple of months I own all of this stuff. But for now, and as of today, let's get into the things that I will not be buying. Number one is the Too Faced eyeshadow palettes. There's been a lot of talk recently of the Peaches palette, and they've also released another two palettes, one that has a lot of eyeshadows. Can't remember the full name of that one, but then there's also the honey one. I actually have the peanut butter Too Faced palette. Is the only Too Faced palette I have, and it is more than enough. I think the thing that gets it for me is that they are so strong in their scent, and I don't really like that scent, so that's kind of put me off. But I also have a bajillion other palettes. They release palettes so often that I feel like it's impossible to keep up with, and I don't know, I've just never been interested in Too Faced palettes, so I don't know that I'll ever go out of my way to get one. On the topic of peach palettes, I'm going to move into KYLIE Cosmetics. She also has a peach palette, and I have seen it in the flesh. I was with Shanae when we opened it. I'll leave a link to Shanae's channel in the description as well. And honestly, we opened it and you just got hit by this scent of paint. It smelled like paint, and I was like, that feels like I'm gonna be putting a whole bunch of chemicals on my face. But other than that, I have never purchased a KYLIE product. That wasn't my palette. I've never purchased a KYLIE product, and I probably never will. I personally think they're incredibly overpriced, and she has just released or is releasing her new highlighter range, and the yellow one looks like a banana. The packaging looks so cheap, and I can't justify spending so much money just for her name brand. And because I'm not a makeup guru or a makeup person that collects makeup, I just can't justify spending the money on her products when there are so many other good brands out there that cost a lot less. Number three are highlighter palettes. So I know Anastasia produces a lot of really cool highlighter palettes. Kat Von D has a highlighter palette. The Kat Von D one's packaging is just really weird to me. I feel like that's very impractical. But I won't be purchasing any highlighter palettes because as much as I love highlighting, it's not really my style of makeup to do the bam, glow. So not something that I will probably be purchasing. Also on that, and pretty much the entire theme of all of the makeup that I'm going to be talking about in this video, is that I kind of prefer individual bits of makeup, if that makes sense, rather than palettes, because I've purchased palettes and palettes and palettes and I never use them. I never use half the products, and it feels like such a waste. So I don't think I would get a full use out of a highlighter palette. It's not something that I'm interested in, and I just feel like it would be very impractical for me. Number four is face palettes as well. So I have owned the Anastasia Contour Kit. I freaking love the middle bronzer. It is amazing. I also love the banana powder and the really light pinky powder as well. I used all three of those, but I never touched the other three products, and that's why I've decided to not purchase face palettes like this again, because I'm just not getting my money's worth. I hate wasting products. I hate wasting anything really, and I just don't think it's giving me value for money if I'm going to be wasting the products and not using them. So I would much rather buy individual pans. I might buy one of the individual pan refills of the Anastasia bronzer because I think it's an amazing color and it's perfect for my skin tone, but I just couldn't justify buying the entire palette again or another palette like that because I don't use half the product. Number five is a little bit controversial, and that is Jeffree Star products. I don't own any Jeffree Star products, and I can tell you I'm not gonna go out of my way to actually get any. Haven't used them. I've got friends that use them, and for some reason, I don't know why I've never swatched them. I've had them, I've held them in my hands, never swatched them. But I just don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to purchase his products. I personally, from what I've seen online, again, you don't know the full story about what goes on online. We're never gonna really know who a real person is when they're online, but I don't agree with the controversy around his brand, so I'm just gonna steer clear of it because I would rather just be over here in my own little world of not dealing with that sort of stuff. I've watched a lot of stuff about it and it's very intense and I just want to be away from that. Number 6 is buying giant eyeshadow palettes. I did a makeup declutter, which I will have listed in the description if you've not seen it, and I went through and I threw out so many giant palettes of eyeshadows. It's great to have like one giant eyeshadow palette shoved at the back of my drawer for like Halloween or costume parties, but I will never purchase another giant 36, 86, 186 eyeshadows. It's just not worth it. Unless you're a makeup artist, I really don't think you're gonna get the use out of it, especially when I own a lot of other smaller, more novelty palettes. I can't justify spending the money. So like BH Cosmetics and Morphe, like those kinds of brands that make massive palettes, I won't be buying any more of those because I've got more than enough eyeshadows, and from like previous experience, I know that I will never get through them. Number 7 are brush sets. So I am actually in the market for some new brushes and I'm really excited because I feel like my brushes last about a year. I don't know if that's good for brushes, but I get about a year's worth out of a brush set, and then I think it's time to move on and purchase some new ones. And I'm kind of looking for some new ones, and I was looking at Zoeva, but I'm a bit torn on like the quality of them. But this time I'm not buying any brush sets because half the time I hate half the brushes. I wish I could mix and match and make my own brush sets. So this time I'm actually going to buy individual brushes. I think I use about 4 face brushes and 4 or 5 like eye brushes, and I really don't need any more than that, and I'm very particular. I'm very like specific brushes, and so I'm gonna go and just buy them individually. I calculated it. It's roughly about the same price as buying a set. I will probably pay a little bit more, but I will be getting exactly what I want, and then I won't be wasting these brushes. I have so many brushes sitting in a drawer that I never use because they're just not the right brush that I need. So I'm gonna avoid brush sets from now on and just stick to buying the exact brushes that I want individually. Number 8, I am never going near drugstore skincare ever again. And by drugstore, I mean more specifically the stuff that you can buy at supermarkets, so like Clearasil and Neutrogena and those kinds of brands. Those things are so bad for your skin. Like, I just cannot do it. I have incredibly sensitive skin. I've recently been getting my face like lasered to have broken capillaries removed. I'll leave a link to the place that I'm getting it done. But when I'm putting so much time and investing so much money into my like skincare, I need to be matching my products with it. So I prefer products that either are medicated, and I'm like half on medicated, half on the crop natural products that I've been using because they're like organic and natural and they smell really good and they're not filled with awful chemicals. And then some of it's medicated, which is given to me by my skin doctor. So that's kind of my skincare right now. But in saying that, like Priceline is a drugstore store, but they also have some really, really great brands there. Like DRME is a really great brand. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my voice. But DRME is a little bit pricey. Like, I love their mud mask, but it's like $30 for a tub like this, or it's like a tube like this big. It's quite expensive for drugstore, but yeah, in saying that, there are some really great brands in the drugstore. You just have to do your research, but I will be avoiding all of those like Clearasil, Neutrogena, all the really cheapy brands. Number 9, back to the palettes. I don't know how we got to skincare and now we're back to palettes, but we're here. Novelty palettes, like the really massive palettes that have eyeshadows, lipsticks. I don't like lipstick palettes anyway, like it's just not my thing. I'd prefer to be able to take the lip product with me. Again, if you're a makeup artist, perfect. But for me, I need my lipstick to come in my handbag, and I'm not taking an entire lipstick palette. That they do the blushes and the bronzers, and they have they're a full face palette, and they usually got some novelty packaging, and they're usually like really elaborate and colorful and some sort of weird design. And personally, I love makeup products that are really sleek in their packaging, that look really cool and chic, but that sort of stuff is just just not my style anymore. And again, if I'm traveling, it's really impractical to take a giant face palette. I like individual things. Like, that's just where I'm going with my makeup right now, is individual items, things that I just know more than I need, and things that are just kind of sleek looking, like cool packaged makeup that's not novelty or fun or bright or anything like that. And number 10, I don't think I'm gonna be purchasing any of those like sheet masks. I've used them before and I have liked them, but half the time the mouth is like down here on my chin and it's not where it's supposed to be, and they always slide off my face because there's got so much moisture in them, which is not a bad thing, but I feel like I have to lie down to be able to like put a face mask on, which is very frustrating for me. So I much prefer like, what do you call it? Creamy face masks like the Glam Glow or even the Derma E one, the charcoal one. I love that sort of stuff. Then you can let it dry, and some peel off, some you have to wash off, but I just feel that those work better for my skin, so I'm going to avoid any of the sheet masks because I just feel like they just don't fit my face and they're not very practical, and I just prefer like a, what is it called? Not a gel, a cream, or some form of liquidy type face mask, if that makes sense. So those are the 10 things that I will not be purchasing. Leave a comment down below and let me know if some of these things you do love, if some of these things you hate. What's your experience with half of these products? And if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, let me know if you would like to see this with fashion or home decor or some other genre or even another one in the future. Who knows, trends change, I change, my mind changes, and yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and up the top here, you can check out my last video. Down the bottom, I will leave a link to, I don't know what type of video. It'll be a surprise. There'll be a video there for you to check out if you're interested, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!